Let's see who's online. Just found this shoe. Who does this belong to? It's a fairy shoe. Fairies. Do fairies exist? Yes. Yes, they do. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Hello TikTok, how are you today? Good morning, welcome. I'm a little bit early today because I have to hop off early. My hectic life is getting in the way of my lives. Who would have thought it? Oh look, I just found some egg. So we're doing some live coaching here today, as always. Apologies if you've been having problems while I was gone. Emotional intelligence coaching, that is what we do. And I made a video this morning. My video this morning was about how using your emotional intelligence, improving your emotional intelligence, can help you to manifest. So manifestation, as we all probably know by now from watching multiple TikTok videos on manifestation, in order to manifest something into your reality, you have to embody the frequency and the vibration of that thing. That is how the law of attraction works. I saw a really cool video the other day with a guy with a tuning fork. So it's like a metal fork that has two prongs. And he had two of them. And firstly, he had one that was vibrating at like 412 hertz, I think. And then the other tuning fork was at 532. And when he hit the one at 532, it did nothing to the other one. And then he replaced the tuning fork that was 532 with another tuning fork that was 412. So they were both 412. And when he banged on the tuning fork here, it vibrated here, and there was like a ping pong ball so that you could see the vibrations. It was really cool. So what he was demonstrating is that in order to manifest something, in order to utilize the law of attraction, in order to bring something into your reality using your thoughts, i.e. manifestation, then what you need to be doing is vibrating at the frequency of that thing. And it sounds like a simple concept, right? Just vibrate at the frequency of the thing you want. But how do you do that? How do you vibrate at a particular frequency? How do you know what frequency you're supposed to be vibrating at? And then how do you actually do that, right? There's not so much information around there on that. So what I've been using is, it's called the scale of consciousness. This is a scale that was developed through muscle testing using kinesiology. I hope I say that right because I'm never really sure. Kinesiology. And kinesiology was used to create a scale of consciousness. So you may be somewhat familiar with the scale of consciousness. It runs from 1 to 1,000. And these are frequencies, so 1 hertz, I think, up to 1,000, right? And to calibrate at sort of a mediocre, like average level, is at about 200. So if something has a frequency of 200, then it's neither positive nor negative, it's neutral. Anything below 200 is negative and anything above 200 is positive. So below 200, we're looking at frequencies of emotions such as anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt, apathy. All of these emotions vibrate below 200. They calibrate below 200. Above 200, so 200 is courage. 200, neutral, is courage. Above 200, we have respect, acceptance, willingness, joy, love, and peace. These are the frequencies above 200. So apparently the average vibration of the earth, Okay, so bearing in mind that 200 is neutral, the average vibration of the Earth at the time the book was written, so I'm guessing the book was written in the mid-90s, judging by like the terminology and the examples that he uses, looks like it was around the mid-90s. So in the mid-90s, the Earth was vibrating at a level of about 207. So the scale goes from 0 to 1,000. 200 is neutral, and we're calibrating at about 207. So I was super shocked about this, because imagine how hard life would have been like 100 years ago, right? There was no electricity. People spent all day just like to wash their clothes. There was no hot showers. There was no lighting, right? 100 years ago, it was a very different world. We were in war. Were we at war 100 years ago? I think the UK was at war 100 years ago, right? So it was a very different world. So to have moved on from a place where we didn't have food regularly available, we didn't have electricity, we didn't have lighting, we didn't have modern technology, we didn't have the connections that we have now, to be just 7 points above neutral, like, I was shocked. And what that says to me is that there are just so many people in this world that are not happy, right? To have brought the average down below 200 means that there are millions, if not billions, of people in this world that are unhappy, that are angry, that are fearful, that are guilty, that are sad, that are anxious, that are depressed. 207 as an average. And the book talked about, so I'm talking about the book Power versus Force by David Hawkins. The book talks about how this is true because there are so many people in the world that live in poverty, that live in squalor, that don't have access to running water or don't have access to toilets, right? There are millions. I think it's about a third of the population don't have access to running water and working toilets. How crazy is that? So that's why, as a whole, the vibration of all the people on Earth is calibrating at about 207. It's very low, right? We want to calibrate higher than that. If you want to manifest positive experiences into your life, you need to be calibrating at a level higher than 200. And I found out at the end of the book, this book took me about 3 months to read. It's a really dense book. And then right there at the end, they talked about a way that you can test your own calibration by yourself, because all the way through the book you had needed somebody else to do this with. But you can test your own calibration. So I tested my calibration yesterday, and I was calibrating at 420. I was high when I was testing myself, which is interesting. So the level of 400 is, I want to say respect, but respect is not the word I mean. It's another word beginning with R. Damn, I can't remember the word. Hang on. I mean, it's another word beginning with R. Damn, I can't remember the word. Hang on. Word beginning with R. So I'm calibrating at 420, which is reason. And I was kind of meditating when I did this, and I got quite excited because I received a message that multiple people are awakening at this time. Multiple people are improving their frequency, raising their vibration, right? Multiple people are manifesting, are using the law of attraction, are shining their light into darkness. And so I received this message that the children of the new awakening, the light workers, the empaths, the mediums, are calibrating at 420. And so out there, wherever out there may be, we are known as the 420 awakening. So that was kind of fun. Hi, Anthony. I'm sorry I didn't, I left our conversation. I had to go get my kid to bed and then do my hair so that I could get on a live today, because I have a meeting in 35 minutes. So I had to pop on early. I had to get my kid to bed early so that I could do a live. I should have gone live yesterday, but my daughter didn't want to sleep. Neither did my son, so I couldn't. So it's been a week. It's been a week since I've been live. Thank you. I did little braids. Yeah, it's been a week since I've been live. So I really wanted to make sure that I got on today, even though I don't have a lot of time. Tudo bem, tennis. Thank you, Anthony. So I did read your message, though, on the lock screen of my phone, and I'm very excited for you about the date, the blind date, right? That's really cool. I do need you, though, Anthony, to, before you go on your date, just try and work on your self-worth a little bit. Okay, because I don't want you scaring her off on day one with your feelings about not being good enough and not being worthy. That I don't care what you say to me, I know you are harboring. So if you can, before your date, simply take a moment to appreciate yourself, to remind yourself what a catch you are, okay? To remind yourself of all the things that you have going for you, to remind yourself of all the things that you have to offer a special lady in your life, okay? And I want you to approach your date with this attitude, okay? Don't go into it with, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I can't do that, right? Go into it with, I'm an awesome person, I have a lot of love to give, right? I can make this lady's life better. And approach your date with that attitude, please. I want to hear good news of how it went, and you can create that reality. So it actually ties in really nicely to what I'm saying, what I was talking about raising vibrations in order to manifest. Yes, you do have a big heart, Anthony. I know you have a big heart. Oh, we're going to get 2 dogs on the lap today. We're going for double trouble on the lap. Kisses. There's not actually space for both of you here. No. So I'm talking about raising vibrations, raising frequencies, and using that as a method of manifesting stuff into your reality. It works for manifesting love as well. It works for manifesting people into your reality. So you can think about it like this, right? Think about it like this. Think of the people that you know in your life that are always complaining. Think of the people that you know in your life that doesn't matter what happens, they're always going to find something to complain about. They're always going to find something to say, my life isn't as good as that person, or my life sucks because of this, whatever it is, okay? Do you want to hang out with those people? Do you volunteer to spend extra time with those people? Not really, right? Because you don't want to listen to their complaining. And gossiping should go into that bucket, but honestly, I love a good gossip. But people that complain a lot, people that speak negatively, people that have nothing good to say about anybody else, you don't want to hang out with them. You don't want to spend time with them because they're a downer, right? They don't make you feel good about yourself. They don't make you feel good about life. They just make you feel a bit down, right? Whereas people that are positive, people that are upbeat, people that are happy, people that love to talk about how great things are, people that love to talk about the enthusiasm they have for life, people that wake up in the morning, they jump out of their bed and they go, yes, universe, another day. Show me how great today can be. You want to hang out with those people because they're positive, because you know that spending time with people like that is going to lift your vibration as well. It's going to lift your spirits. It's going to make you happier as well. Okay? So when you're going on a date, which kind of person do you want to be? Which kind of person? Do you want to be the downer that's making everybody around them complain and feel sad? Or do you want to be the upper, the person that lifts people's spirits? And I know it doesn't come naturally to everybody. I have cultivated my positivity, all right? I've always been a fairly outgoing, positive type of person, but I've had to cultivate my positivity. I've had to work on my emotional intelligence skills. I didn't just be born this happy all the time. Right? So it's a skill. Happiness is a skill that can be learned. Positivity is a skill that can be learned. Happiness and positivity are a choice that you can make. Be a happy chappy. That's right. Be a happy chappy, because when you're a happy chappy, when you're positive about life, when you're positive about who you are and what you're doing, people will be drawn to you. People will want to hang out with you. People will want to fall in love with you. Okay? Sorry, that was unsolicited advice, but that's what you get for telling me what's going on in your life. Jason, hello. Oh, Jason, I'm going to San Francisco this weekend and thinking of proposing them, but not sure. Okay, so my first suggestion would be, do you get feelings when you think about proposing this weekend in San Francisco? Do you get feelings? Now, don't label the feelings. They might feel like fear. They might feel like excitement. They might feel like anxiety, right? Try not to label the feelings, but do you get feelings? When you just think to yourself, I'm going to propose this weekend, what's going on inside your body? Can you feel it? Because if you can feel it, then you're going to do it. You're going to do it. You've got to. Yeah, you do. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's it then. You're going to do it. You've got the feelings. That means intuition is a go. Have you thought about how you're going to do it yet? And remember, like, you don't have to plan it all out. Obviously, you have to plan out the basics. You need to have a ring, right? But you don't have to have it all planned out. It can be intuitive while you're there as well. Like, carry the ring around with you. Maybe there's a particular view, like maybe you're stopped one evening taking a stroll and you can see the Golden Gate Bridge and you're like, oh, this is the perfect moment, and you just randomly get down on one knee. Or, you know, maybe you want to plan a dinner or whatever. But you don't have to have all of the details planned out. You can allow your intuition to guide you while you're there as well. I'm so excited to see what happens. Oh, that sounded so English when you said that. Well, I'm English. Pops out every now and again. And Jason, you can approach it with the same, I'm trying to say methodology, but that is such a geeky finance math term. What do I mean? The same approach. Approach it with the same approach, right? The positive vibes. Like, I think it's a little bit different with proposals, because the other person probably, you know, can get a feel of what's going on if you start acting a bit crazy. Oh, two of my friends, right, when they got engaged, Jason and Kelly. So I remember Jason showing me the video. Jason is really, really tall. He's like 6'5", 6'6", and Kelly is like 4'10". They're hilarious. So like the height difference was crazy. And he had taken her for a picnic, and he had planned to propose at the picnic. So he'd set out like the rug, and they were sat down and they were like eating, and then he told her to like wait there on the rug, and the rug was under a tree. So he went behind the tree and he was gonna like try and find the ring and you know, go back and propose. But he couldn't. I'm trying to remember the story because it was a long time they told me this. But he couldn't find the ring. So he was looking for the ring on the floor, right? And then Kelly went round there. She was like, what are you doing? And he started to freak out. Like, he started to get really, really nervous. He thought he lost the ring. So he was like frantically scrambling in the grass trying to find the ring. And she was starting to get really worried, because he just kept saying like, just go back over there. Just like, go over there. Please just go over there. And she was like, what's wrong? Like, what's happened? Like, really concerned about him, because he was losing his marbles trying to find the ring and just yelling at her to go away. All that is to say, he found the ring eventually, and she saw him find the ring because she didn't go away. However, he was down on his knees when he found it, and she was standing up. So as soon as he found it, she saw it, and then he just proposed right away. And he was like, oh, like, I'm sorry, I messed it all up, but here, I was trying to propose. And she said yes. And so that's that story. So even if you have it all planned out, like he had this whole thing planned out and it didn't go to plan, but it doesn't matter, right? It's gonna go how it's gonna go how it's gonna go. It's gonna go how it's supposed to go, and you're gonna get you're going to get the right answer, whatever that right answer is. But I'm so excited for you. No height difference when you're laying down. Yeah. I actually said that to my husband. It was a while ago now, but he and I spend a lot of time sitting down. Like, because when we're at home, we're sitting on the couch, or we're eating, we're sitting at the table. But we stand up at the gym, I guess. But this would have been before we were going to the gym every day together. And like, my husband's really tall. He's 6'4", and I did the conversion wrong, because I was saying he's 190 centimeters and he's 6'4". He's not 190 centimeters. Apparently he just says that because it's easier. He's 193 centimeters, and that's why the conversion didn't work out when we were talking about. I think Anthony, you were here. Jason, you were here. We were talking about that ages ago. Anyway, he's 6'4" and I'm 5'8", so we have this much height difference. And I love that he's tall. I've never dated a tall person before. All of my exes have been like my height or like a little bit taller. So I love that he's tall. And I remember saying to him, like I do not get to make the most of the fact that you're tall, because we're always sitting down. And so it's always nice whenever like we stand up and he kisses me, because then I can feel that he's tall. But like for most 6'3", 6'4", he had dreads, so I feel like he was 6'4" because his dreads were like stuck up on the top. But yeah, I think he's actually 6'3". But we were always just kind of the same height anyway, because we were always sat down. Oi, Amanda, tudo bem? What language is the TV there? It's Portuguese. That's why I don't watch TV anymore. We have the Sky, the channels that you pay for. It's not Sky, it's all through a box. But I can't watch any of them. Like, occasionally we'll catch a movie in English that has Portuguese subtitles, so then I can watch. But yeah, I just don't really watch TV anymore. I cancelled my Netflix ages ago when I was in the cult. I might get that back. Quick update on the cult, by the way. Caralho. Brazil, caralho. Apparently one of the ex-cult members is going to bring criminal charges against the cult. Ooh. I said that I didn't really want to get involved in that, because I feel like I don't want to invest a lot more of my energy into that and into them. But yeah, somebody's going to be, I don't know if they're going to prosecute them or take them to court or... Hey, you want some egg? My son had egg this morning, he didn't eat it. Anyway, so I went off on a bit of a tangent there, but the point was, keep your vibrations high, stay in a positive mindset, and you will attract positivity and positive things into your life. That is how manifestation works. That is how the law of attraction works. And that is how our lives become great. So I haven't been able to go live for a little while now. I did try yesterday, actually, but I'm aware it was Memorial Day. I was sat here for a little while and nobody came on. And then I got bored and left. But I'm assuming that's because it was a holiday. Because, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, my life in the past 2 weeks, or to be fair, my life for the past month has been pretty crazy. But Universival is happening. So I've been talking for some time about how I want to buy land in Caraíva and build an ecological retreat there, and then host coaching retreats there in Caraíva. My family and I are moving to Caraíva in July. We haven't done anything yet. It's starting to stress me out a little bit because it is in like 4.5 weeks, and we need to sell all of our furniture, and we need to sort out some life admin, and we need to tell our landlord that we're moving. We need to pull the kids out of school. We need to sell our car. So there's a lot to be done in the next month, but I'm sure it's all going to be fine. I started writing lists yesterday. And we will be moving there. And I had been looking for investors to purchase land to build the retreat, right? I was going to build the retreat. And last Monday, why sell everything? You can't drive to Caraíva. There's no cars on the island. So, so you have to get a small boat. You have to get a small boat. So you can't take stuff. You can't take stuff. I don't know how they like get the stuff onto the island. Maybe they have to bring it in by helicopter, or maybe there's like a bigger boat. I don't know. But yeah, so we're like, it's going to be one suitcase each. So we need to sell our furniture. We need to get rid of like the kids' toys. Like we can't take their bikes and scooters and trampoline. Yeah, no cars. Barge, helicopter. Like, I can't imagine a helicopter flying to this little island, but maybe, because yeah, like at some point they have to get building materials there, right? And everything's just built out of wood. Everything's built out. They don't build anything out of metal because it rusts and it's an island. So yeah, so everything comes by boat. But yeah, Anthony, there must be like a larger boat every so often, I guess, that brings in large items, because you know there's restaurants there and shops, and so they must be needing to buy stock from the mainland. But yeah, I don't know how. So we need to find out if we can take a few, like I would like to take the TV, even though I don't really watch it, but the kids watch it. And I'd like to take the kids' beds, because the kids both got new beds for Christmas. They were fucking expensive. Like my son's got a car bed and my daughter's got like a 4-poster fairy castle bed. So I would really like to take the beds with us, but I don't know if we can. Like, am I going to have to walk the bed over? Have to be a barge. Yeah. But even once it gets to the other side, there's no roads, there's no cars, it's just sand walkways. So like if, for example, I was going to bring my son's bed, would I like have to carry his bed with my husband like down the sand walkways? It's really hard to walk on sand, plus the sand is fucking hot. It's black sand, so it's really hot. So like even in flip-flops you can't really walk on it in the daytime. Because it's too hot. You have to get these special like really sturdy flip-flops that don't let the sand in. Float on the bed across the water. Yeah, that sounds fun. It's not very wide. Like it's a river that you cross, so it's not much water that you have to get across. So maybe we could float. Yeah, so we've got to sell everything. That's why. But it's fine, because so this is what happened last week. My husband's friend, the ones that own a hotel there where I stayed when I went there in February, said, we're done running the hotel. Do you want it? Right? Do you want it? Geez, what can go wrong with this idea? Yeah, I know, right? What can go wrong with floating a bed across the water? Do you want the hotel? So we haven't spoken to him yet about like the finer details, because every night we plan to do that and don't. But we do want it. So we're going to go take their hotel. It's not very big. It's only 4 rooms. And like, it's not ideal. There are some things to work out, but like, I want a hotel in Caraíba for Universival, and somebody just offered me a hotel in Caraíba. So I'm not going to turn my nose up at the solution the universe provided for me. This way I don't have to wait like a year to find an investor and buy the land and build the place from scratch. This way I just get a hotel, and I'm just going to pay monthly rent to like manage the hotel. So I'm very excited about that. So the first retreat that didn't happen before, and in all honesty, I didn't really tell you guys this because it was embarrassing for me, but in all honesty, one of the main reasons that the first retreat didn't happen is because I couldn't afford to get to Caraíba. I did not have money at that time to fly myself and my family to Caraíba. And so there were actually 3 people that wanted to go on the first retreat, and it didn't happen because I couldn't get there. So that sucks, but it happened and it taught me a lesson. This time I'm going to be there. So as soon as I'm there, I'm going to start hosting retreats. That's it. So I'm super excited. Universival is a go, and I'm so excited. Sounds like you will have 6 months of TikTok out of this. Yes. Oh yeah, out of just getting there, probably. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's my update. That's that. And I will have a lot of TikToks about it. I made a TikTok about sauce the other day. People get so annoyed with me. Brazilians get annoyed with my Brit in Brazil videos because I talk about how life is here, and I'm very careful to say in the town I live, in the city I live, because I'm aware that it's not representative of the whole of Brazil. But in the city I live, you can only buy ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise. There is no other sauces. I found English sauce, they call it English sauce, it's Worcestershire sauce, in a supermarket in Brasilia. And so I made a video about that the other day, and everybody's there saying, what, you can get sauces here, you can get sauces everywhere. Okay, maybe you can. I can't. Time for a nap, hun, but check your messages. Okay, I'll send you a photo, it's adorable. Okay, Anthony, I will. I'm not going to be on for much longer. I've only got a few more mins because I have a meeting at 12:30 to go through a project I've been working on. Why don't they like sauces? So where I live, it's very, I've said this before, it's just Brazilian food, just Brazilian food. People just eat rice, meat and beans, and sauces are not particularly Brazilian. Somebody commented on my video saying the food here tastes good enough that you don't need to cover everything in sauce, which I disagree with. I like sauce, but I also can see the truth in it. So, I just sent the photo. So yeah, they just like their food without sauce. I don't know, like they have their cakes plain, like it's like just cake with nothing on top, no filling, no icing. I don't get it. In the bakery, it's full of like bread. So it's like bread in this shape, bread in this shape, bread in this shape. A sweet bread sometimes, like the sugary bread, but it's not different. It's all the same, and it's there's no sauce, there's no filling, there's no topping. It just is what it is. Like chocolate cake with no chocolate sauce on top. I should make a video about this because it's so disappointing. You go to the bakery and everything smells really good, right? It smells of cake and pies, and then you look at them, you're like, yeah, but they're just plain cakes. Like they're just dry, plain cake. Yeah, I'm going to do a video about that. Or cherry. You don't mind dry, plain cake, do you? Right, does anybody have any specific questions for me? If not, I'm going to hop off because I'm going to get ready for my meeting. But let's all cultivate positive attitudes today. I'm excited for my day. I'm supposed to be training with my friend at the gym this afternoon, my Brazilian friend, and then she and I should be making some TikToks and Instagrams this afternoon. She's kind of an influencer, so she's asked me to collab. But she's also super flaky, and we have planned to do this at least 3 times in the past and haven't done it yet. So there's no guarantee. It's also super flaky, and we have planned to do this at least 3 times in the past and haven't done it yet. So there's no guarantee.